Hello, everyone. Guess who? Grungygirljournals, Lori B. I'm here for a second day in a row. Can you believe it? I have to show you the sweetest thing. And I was not kidding when I said you better have your dentist on speed dial, because when I decided to do this journal, I wanted it to be feminine and sweet and a little bit romantic and just, bring out my girly girl, which I definitely did. This is just a little teaser. I'll bring that up later after I do the flip through. Do you love my backdrop? I do. So this started out as, I will show you, started out as a women's top that I got on eBay. And it was a auction. I think I got it for $2 and the shipping was, I think, $4. So it was a really good deal for a linen top. And I'll show you what it looked like when I got it. It was too small for me. And you can see the ruffle. There's a ruffle going up here and then a ruffle down at the bottom. And then everything up here is plain. Oops. And then here's the back, which was a really unusual detail. It was one of those gathered, it actually had some folded up fabric inside. That's all they used. And this was a tube that went across the back and it gathers, you can make it gather in certain places. But what was unusual about it is there's no string. It's just, you can bunch it up wherever you want. And so I wanted to utilize that as well. So that's where this journal came from. Um, this skirt is not detachable. I ended up, it's part of the journal, and there is a pocket here, which really all it is I did not sew that part of the skirt to the journal. So there's her knickers, and there is a snap here. I'll go ahead and take this out. This is one of my favorite, I think this is my favorite tag that I've done. I used a hanky, did some French knots right here, some of my stitching. I dyed some French lace. I also did this freehand. I couldn't believe it turned out as well as it did. It took me like 10 minutes. And I was really happy with that because I thought for sure it was going to take me hours to do it. And you can see how I folded the hanky. I believe actually this is a napkin, is what that is. That's a basket down there at the bottom. And just tucked some lace up there. And this is the first time I'd ever seen one of these buttons. I don't know if you can see that, but those are threads. And I got this from my friend Pam. She has a button collection and she sent me a few of these and I absolutely love them. I want to put them on everything. And really it's just layering, um, hand stitching, and some of it's glued. The paper is glued. Really love her. And you open her up and here this comes out. I will show you the start first. All this is hand stitched. There's some cushion in here. This is a part of a wedding dress that I was very lucky to find. I don't know what this is called. It's kind of coarse, but it's soft at the same time. It kind of holds its shape. I don't. I want to say crinoline, but I don't think that's right. It's not chiffon. I mean, it might be just a different chiffon that I've never seen before. But there's some rose flower fabric up underneath there, and some of this beautiful lace. And there is that part of the top um, blouse. I was able to use those as little side tabs. I don't know, this journal reminds me of a pinafore, like you used to wear when you were a little girl. Only thing missing are the straps, the shoulder straps. So you can see I just left a little opening there for the tag. This is a part of a hanky as well. So I put a skirt on a skirt, and my favorite wedding dress buttons. And can you believe this fabric? That is all embroidered. It's machine embroidered, but it feels so good. And all of this has been tea stained. I tea stain everything. I did some stitching on the ruffles and here, and I just really love how this turned out. It's it just it feels good. It's kind of squishy. And I put my pink shirt on for today because I it's the sweetest thing day. So here's the journal. Look at the back. I'll show you that in a minute. This is just 3 different napkins. I believe this one is folded. And the bottom one I didn't cut. I don't think I cut any of these. I wanted to use all of the napkin. I did not want to have any left over. So I just folded them in a way. I just kept working with it until I was able to get a design and not have any excess. So this is 3 different napkins, and this is a little cocktail napkin with a rooster. The signature is tied in with a piece of ribbon. So these on. And it also snaps. So you can see that that was a napkin. This is just a bit of, I believe this was ribbon, satin ribbon. And this is some more of that wedding dress. And it just holds its shape so nicely. Look how much I have. So this is what's left of the embroidered part. This whole thing is the embroidered part. And then I have this piece, which was the top ruffle, I believe. And then more of the top ruffle. All that. And then I have the skirt, the bottom of the skirt, which has the final ruffle around the bottom. And I have that hung up in my craft room. I haven't taken that ruffle off yet. So I have lots and lots of that stuff. But it's so fun to work with. So that's basically the first page of the journal. A lot of these digitals I got these from GraphicsFairy, and that is graphicsfairy.com. She has a free part of it is free. You can get some images free, and then there's another part that is a membership. I think it's $10 a month. I've belonged to the membership for about 3 years, I guess, and I get a lot of digitals from that site, and this is one of them, and there are a lot of them in this particular journal. You'll see a lot of cupids throughout. And this says, to the friends at whose desire I have made it, I dedicate this little book. And that was the intro to a little book I found. And if I see a digital that came from somebody else, I'll try to point that out. I believe that's from Graphics Fairy as well. I just printed it on pink parchment paper. And I used all different shades of pink. Yeah, even to the peachy pinks, to the purpley pink, to a deeper pink, a little journal in a journal. Such a cute digital teacups. Tracing paper. And lots of roses in here as well. And this came from somebody else. I believe all the rose images came from an Etsy seller, and I will link that in the description box below. Lots of patterns. I love polka dots and checks and stripes. So there's a lot of that in here as well. And she's sweet. You say fabric flip. And you may have seen these on my Facebook. I always try when I start a book to kind of give the progress of a few of the pages. This is coming out beige, but it's more of a peachy. There's some sequins. This is another digital artist that I will link. I believe this is some of Esme's places. Crafty Me Shop. Lots of birds too. And this was at the top of this page and I didn't have enough room for her. So I just stapled her on. Some chickens. I love him, her. A lot of different wallpaper design. And this poem is really sweet. It's about going to sleep, tucking your little one in for the night, and Lady Button Eyes comes and helps you fall asleep. Be kind to all creatures. This is the true religion, and that is a quote from Buddha. And all the butterflies. With your heart. This is my favorite paper in here. So pretty. Thought this was really unusual that the writing was in pink. Looks like some sort of, what do you call them? You know, it has conditions and it's like a contract. Contract written in pink. Sweet. Piece of a napkin. Most of the fabric, the napkins and things I dyed myself. This is a page out of a watch book. This one is the Rolex deck. I mean Rolex. Sometimes if you just find a bit of lace and a flower and you put them two together, that's all it takes. These were the petals of a flower, and I just cut them up and made some wings. This is, I believe, a Valentine. I don't see toile in pink very often either, and I love that. Just put a hole in it. Made perfect sense to me. These are from the Graphics Berry, and I believe what they were intended for was to wrap your embroidery floss around them. I'll start with a little bit of lace. This is the middle of the book, so you can see the ribbon. And this is one signature. This was fun. This was my page I got stuck on. So it's the very last page that I did. And what I ended up doing, I ended up at least 3 times ripping up what I had on this page. So I just stewed on it for a while and finally came up with this. And all this is I used the different scraps from all of the pages that I used in this book. And I just did some doodle stitching around it. And these are French knots right here. And the rest of it is just some doodle stitching. This is a ribbon flower, and it says, "Life is better when you're dancing." Also posted on my Facebook, said hidden paperclip. It's pretty self, what do you call it? You can figure it out. The ribbon just goes through all three pieces. And I added the buttons and did my doodle stitching. And again, this was just scraps from what I used in the book. It got really cute. It's a cute love letter. Anyone else but you. I'll let you read that. Time after time. Lots of love in this book. So my paper clips. I have this thing about glue. If I can sew it, I'm going to sew it, whatever it is. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with gluing. I just enjoy the process of sewing whenever I can. This is a plan of Her Majesty's Theater, also in pink. It's got a toothache yet. And I had to shabby chic up my signature card. Shiny design. Okay. I do it. Yep. There is one last tag. Says you are loved. I just added a tassel with a bit of that wedding dress, some seam binding, and a couple of little flowers. And it hangs off the back of the book. And here is, I didn't know what to do with this for a while because I did not want to cut the napkin. And I also did not want to sew this down and cover up this beautiful quilt. And if you'll see my stitching around the sides, it used to be just a straight stitch, and I didn't like that enough. So I just went back and I stitched this way and looped it through the stitch that was already there. So I didn't want to cover that up. So what I kind of came up with was if you don't want it in your way, there's a tiny little snap right there. And if you do want to use it, put this back. No, put that back there. If you do want to use it, you can utilize it. Okay. stretching it out over the top. And it makes your journal look a little different. So you can do it either way. So tiny. Hope you like her. I always love doing journals in pink. Yeah, I just think it's a really inspiring color. Not everybody likes it, but I love it. I think I make up for all the people who don't like pink. So that is the sweetest thing. And I wanted to just briefly show you these. These are some tags I made, and these are also for sale. Just contact me if you would like to know how much. I used some of that wedding dress fabric, and I cut this off of a doily, hand crocheted, stitched that on, and one of those wedding buttons. There are a couple of French knots, and then the back has some of that quilt. And you can put this on your coffee table or on your bedside table on top of some books, or you can hang it from the bow, or you can put it in a journal. It is kind of big, but it would go in a tall skinny very well. So if you are interested, contact me on Facebook Messenger. I'm under Grungygirljournals, Lori B. Here's another one, just a different picture. There's a little bunny rabbit right there. Same size. I put it the same way, just different materials. And here's the back of that. And I put a hanger on it. And same with this. That's for sale. Now, as far as the sweetest thing, I believe she is taken. It's not always a done deal. I always say that. I don't sell my journals before I'm finished and done a flip through. I want it to be able to be seen in its entirety before I accept any payment. And I usually take a list, and there is a list, and I will start notifying those people as soon as I get this uploaded onto YouTube. So if you are listed, if you are interested, let me know, and we'll see how it goes. So thanks everybody. Give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Bye. My husband's sleeping, so I'm being quiet. And this isn't working. Yeah. Thunder just woke him up. Okay, guys. See you next time.